Welcome back to the channel, and today we're talking Transformers, and most specifically Bumblebee the movie, which is set for release in December of 2018, and today we're talking Decepticon Shatter, and whether or not there's more than meets the eye between her and Decepticon Barricade. Now, we've talked about Barricade before on my YouTube channel and whether or not he will indeed be involved in Bumblebee the movie. Now, earlier this year it was noted by the voice actor of Barricade that he would be involved in this movie. However, at San Diego Comic-Con there was no mention of Barricade at all, because Travis Knight confirmed there was only 3 main Decepticons, those being Shatter, Dropkick and Blitzwing. However, Travis Knight also confirmed the inclusion of Planet Cybertron, so we will visit the home of the Transformers, in which we could see cameos from numerous Autobots and numerous Decepticons, one of which could indeed be Decepticon Barricade. We also know, as a part of my previous video, that Barricade will be a part of the Bumblebee movie figure line from Hasbro, as he is part of the Nitro series. And again, it only makes me wonder if Barricade will play a part in Bumblebee the movie. But what I want to talk about most importantly today in this video is some concept art which I came across online, and it is to do with Barricade, and this is the concept art. This is by Josh Nizzi, and you can check him out via the link in the description box below. And this was a design for Barricade for Transformers The Last Knight, which never made the final cut. Of course, in Transformers The Last Knight, Barricade looked like this. Now, this version looks much more like the original version which we got from the 2007 Transformers film. The only major difference is that Barricade is indeed wearing aviator glasses. And I really dig this look, and I kind of think it was better than what we got in the final Transformers The Last Knight film, because it looks like the original version of Barricade. There would be no confusion by switching up his look like they did. And I like the aviator glasses. I think it gives him a bad cop feel. Kind of reminds me of Terminator 2 Judgment Day with the T-1000. But just take a good look at this head sculpt of Barricade, now with aviator glasses, the nose, the mouth. Does it remind you of another Decepticon? Does it remind you of a Decepticon in Bumblebee the movie? Does it remind you of Decepticon Shatter? So just take a look at Decepticon Shatter and look at that head sculpt, and I hope you see what I see. Obviously the upper head is rounded, whereas Barricade's is not. But my main focus here is on the eyes, because it looks like she has some style of shades over them. Then she has the small nose, and then she has the triangular mouth. All very similar to what Barricade had in the original Transformers film, and of course in the concept art which Josh Nizzi created. So I don't know whether or not this was inspired, but let me throw this out there, because much like at San Diego Comic-Con, where Travis Knight broke Transformers fans' hearts by confirming that Decepticon Blitzwing was not Starscream, could it be the case that we have a same scenario here with Decepticon Barricade? Maybe the original intention for Shatter was for her to be a he, and that was Barricade. Maybe this is prior to Barricade picking up an alt mode of a police vehicle. Maybe that was the case, and then at some point, much like what is thought at the moment with Starscream and Blitzwing, a decision was either made by the studio or Travis Knight to not go with Barricade and go with a new Transformer. And this is how Shatter was created, a female Decepticon. Could it be the same scenario here? Because all that rumbling about Barricade, then nothing at all, and then we get 3 new Decepticons which we've never had in the Transformers franchise before. And it's almost like I'm beginning to think to myself, why would they do this? Well, let me give you my theory. I think they might have done this because originally this film was supposed to be a prequel for the original 2007 Transformers film. But as everybody has got more and more excited about this film, the feedback has been so positive. Paramount can clearly see that this is a very marketable film and the fans are behind Travis Knight. Maybe they thought that this film is more than just a prequel. And in doing that and thinking that way, why would they want to have ties to Michael Bay's movie franchise by using the likes of Starscream, using the likes of Barricade, when they can create their new Transformers and move this in a new direction and take this forward into a reboot? It kind of makes sense, and it kind of makes perfect sense if that's why the names that we're expecting to be in this film are no longer appearing, because this could be the reboot. It might not have been the original thought process when this film was scripted and mapped out. That's why you've got a version of Blitzwing looking like Starscream, because it was originally intended to be Starscream. But maybe then executives at Paramount decided to shy away from that because they don't want that tie to the Bay franchise and they don't want this to be seen as much as a prequel anymore. And like I say, the whole debate between prequel and reboot is rumbling on all the time. You know, you ask one person, it's a reboot. You ask another, it's a prequel. In fact, Travis Knight was asked this in an interview the other day and he said, "You'll have to ask the studio. This for me is a standalone film." So even he doesn't want to get involved in that debate because maybe it's a complicated one. And the reason why it is complicated, because it started out as a prequel and now is moving into a reboot. And that's why some of these designs look a bit familiar. So that's what I'm thinking. Of course, Shatter is a muscle car. Wouldn't have been surprised if Barricade was that for this movie. So I'm just putting it out there. I see a resemblance here in the design. Whether or not it was meant to be Barricade, I don't know, but I'm just speculating. But I'm also thinking that, you know, it's either taken some inspiration from Barricade's head sculpt, or maybe it was meant to be him. So anyway, it's not, it's a she, and it is Decepticon Shatter. But I want to get your views and opinions on this, and I'm sure in the comment section below I'm going to get, they look nothing alike. But, you know, I can see some sort of resemblance here, and I'm not talking about the top, the upper head, it's more the face. It's the eyes. It looks like that she has shades. Her nose is very similar to Barricade and her mouth is very similar to Barricade. So it just feels like some inspiration was taken there. Anyway, get involved in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. I thought this was a very interesting subject to talk about, and it also builds upon the fact that, you know, there is so much confusion at the moment, prequel or reboot. And there's a lot of concern why, you know, some of the Transformers names that we're so used to aren't being used in this film. Well, maybe that answers the question. They were going to do this when it was a prequel, but if it's a reboot, let's distance ourselves from the Bay universe. So, what do you think? Get involved in the comment section below. Absolutely love hearing your comments and interaction. It's my favourite bit, getting to read through your comments and seeing your take on what I'm talking about in these videos. And I just felt this was something that needed to be mentioned. I hope you do see the resemblance. Anyway, get involved, and all that's left to be said is please rate, comment and subscribe, and please do make sure, if you're a fan of Transformers, you love the nostalgia from the movies, you follow me on my new Instagram account. Again, I will link it in the description box below, but you need to follow me at Delzord on Instagram, because very soon I'm going to be posting some Transformers nostalgia, and I think you're going to enjoy the concept of that Instagram account. So make sure you do check that link, you do follow me on Instagram, and just get involved in this one. I can't wait to see the debate. All that's left to be said is this is Delzinski signing out.